This is the Finesse Media Podcast.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Jimmy Jones. I am the author of the very successful autobiography, Silent King. I am a Chicago-based fashion designer, and I'm also the CEO of an extraordinary shoe company called Shoelace Kings. And I am watching the Finesse Media Podcast, where there's always something new.
Feel it in my soul, feel it in my soul, Lord. Feel it in my soul. Phi Beta Sigma God soul. Phi Beta Sigma God soul. Said Phi Beta Sigma God soul.
I'm fine. Your brother Phi Beta Sigma. I don't care what you do, bro. If you want to do it, grab your cup. If you want to start the podcast, we can start it. Go, Mob.
We good.
Go, Mob.
Go, Mob.
Welcome back, y'all. It's another episode of the Finesse Media Podcast, Season 5. And listen, y'all, right away, you know I couldn't wait for this episode to air. Joining me for the first time is my brother Phi Beta Sigma. But real quick, all month long, we've been chopping up with Divine Nine folks and people I believe that's finessing the game. So joining me for the first time on this special edition on the Finesse Media Podcast is my brother, my Phi Beta Sigma brother, my brother Blue Phi, Go Mob, brother Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Makes noise for Marcus Chavers. What's going on, bro?
Hey, brother. How you doing? Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Welcome to the podcast. And as I said, bro, somebody that's finessing the game, not just a finesser, but an old school, bro. I know y'all looking at him and probably thinking he a Neo, but this cat, this cat has been in the game for so many years. Let me tell you something. I used to go to Shrine and see the things you were doing over at the Shrine, bro, and was like, you were killing it. But that was, I think, me being late to the party. You've been finessing the game for a long time.
Long time, man. Long time.
It's an honor really to have you on this podcast and to introduce you to people that's, to subscribe, but then to also have your people to see you and what we're going to be talking about in this episode about Phi Beta Sigma, of course, but a little bit about what you do as well. But bro, how you been, man?
Man, I am blessed. We're still in this pandemic. We're out of this pandemic, and I'm still breathing. So everything's good. Don't nothing matter if you're not breathing. So I'm very blessed. Yeah. Very, very blessed.
Yeah. Before we get into Phi Beta Sigma, because usually I jump right into the Greek stuff, but I do want to let people know the things that you've been doing. And the reason why I call you a finesse man, but one of the movers or shakers of just promoting and just let people know what do you do, man? What do you do? What don't you do? I should say.
Right, I'm a jack of all trades. So my love is music and entertainment. That's where it all started. Back in the day, I used to dance for you and things of that nature. So it kind of grew into music. I love music. So I created a entertainment company called MJC Enterprises, and I'm an event planner. So I plan events basically. So I'm the backbone of all of the shows I throw, parties, live music events, comedy shows. I produce the shows. So, and I love doing it, man. I love live entertainment.
And
with music being the first.
Yeah, and you're a man behind the scenes. As I said before we start recording, your pictures everywhere. You're standing next to everyone. I mean, again, as you said, a musician, a lover of music. That's where your realm is, man. Because some of the best artists you have booked and been able to book at the Shrine. I know I attended a couple concerts where I saw your name and saw your footprint and saw you literally moving around the room. But dude, I mean, what gave you that inspiration to even kind of get into that promotion thing?
Well, I was help managing a group called Next Level, and I was kind of behind the scenes with that. I did that for years. And of course, I used to work for Selena Johnson. I was the director of Selena Johnson. So then, I was like, I'm helping other people's dreams. I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and start, doing something for myself. So that's why I started MJC Entertainment, but now it's MJC Enterprises. So MJC is just basically my initials. So it's all about me.
Yeah.
so that's how it came up to be. Because I was kind of the brainchild behind a lot of different things. events and things of that nature. So I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and put myself in the forefront for a second. I'm always
Yeah.
working behind somebody, but I don't I love that experience that I got. I did that. I worked with Next Level for 6, 7 years. I worked for Selena for about maybe 3 or 4 years. So there's a lot of learning in that, a lot of
Yeah.
networking. So it helped me start, get my start with what I was doing. So and
Yeah.
plus all the college years and all the dancing years and stuff like that. So it just kind of all combined. And I knew a lot of people. So I was like, hey,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah,
do it.
that's what I
So,
say. I'm like, man, listen, you could totally do a podcast. You could totally like get into any sort of space that you want because you have the
yeah,
following, bro. You certainly
yeah,
have the following. And
yeah.
so that's what got you into that. Cause I always wanted to know that too. Like, what inspired this dude to be, this great of a business person, an entrepreneur, putting on shows, and even, I'm sure people also ask, like, how do you get these connections? How do you get these people there in these rooms and stuff? So, no, that was a
Yeah,
question asked. But back to the
yeah,
topic at hand, man. What made you
yes, yes.
choose Phi Beta Sigma? What made you join or want to be a member of Phi Beta Sigma? For me, I
Uh,
told this story many times, but for you, bro, what made you want to
yes.
join?
So I went to Chicago State University. So at that time, I guess I can
Shout
go
out
back
to
10 years.
AAB, man. Come on,
AAB, baby.
arrogant.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I started in 1997. I know I look young, but I'm old. So I started in 1997, man. And these boys, man, they were on point. You know what I'm saying? What I liked about them was they ran yard. But two was they were cool and they were kind of like, do you remember Stump the Yard? Not
Yeah,
was Stump
yeah,
the Yard,
yeah.
like how they were kind of like, they were really nice and they wasn't real arrogant, even though we are arrogant AB, which is crazy. But they were real cool and they embraced us. They embraced me. And like I said, um everybody thought that the star basketball players were going to go for the most in the auction. And I ended up going for the most in the auction. They was like, "Oh yeah, you go be frat, you go be frat." So I was like, "Oh wow!" So after that, it took me about 2 years, and then I ended up joining the fraternity. So that was like a real cool because I wasn't humble at first. I had to get humble.
Yeah. And man, Fresh, you say 97 though? Did you say
I
97?
start I started college in '97. Yes,
Yeah. And what year did you play Sigma?
2000, spring of 2000,
Spring
4/26,
2000.
2000.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, but still, look at this guy. I'd be like, listen, dude, but for sure, Springs lines are definitely popping. But what's most important to you about the brotherhood, or what do you love most about the brotherhood?
Um, just the, like I said, the inclusive we rather than exclusive we. We all are different.
Yeah.
Everybody in Sigma, we
Yeah.
don't really have that stereotype. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We that's what I love the most.
Yeah.
And we just seem like we're the most grounded. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean,
Yeah,
I
for
love
sure.
everybody. I love everybody. I love
Yeah.
all the organizations. I have friends in all of them. But we just seem like we're the most grounded and we're the
Yeah.
most loving. We're the most supportive. So I think that's what I like the most about the frat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna just echo the same thing, man. Because for me, with going to school in Arkansas and really coming from Chicago, it's funny because I actually kind of said this a couple maybe weeks ago at this point on my Facebook about how like to me, Chicago blue and white is super insane, super crazy in
Hmm.
comparison to other places that I visited. But where I first was, kind of approached and learned about Sigma was in Arkansas. And for me, it was certainly something new, bro. I didn't know
Hmm.
anybody. Like, I thought it meant like OBE. And I said this, and I was like, I knew Triangle EO. And then I saw kind of what looks like a horseshoe and, the Psi Sigma. It was
Yes.
crazy. So,
Yes.
with joining Sigma for me, it's sort of like what you said, man. We were grounded brothers, and what I continue to see throughout, every state and chapter is that where you don't have to have that stereotype, man. There's nothing like being a brother, a Phi Beta Sigma, and for me, I even still say that after 16 years, man, I still pinch
Hmm.
myself that I'm a member of this great organization, and
Yes.
kudos to our sorors of Zeta Phi Beta that I think also help particularly for me, I think in this walk of being a Sigma, where it kind of helped because not just that brotherhood, but then you have that immediate sisterhood. Nothing's good like a man and a woman together, man.
Yes.
And so I
Exactly.
found it had that
Exactly.
right. So yeah, I just
Yes.
wanted to share that. I certainly don't have usually rebuttals in that question, usually, but because we are the member of the same frat, I certainly want, folks to know that was really my same approach, where I looked at those brothers as being really grounded brothers and not have to have any kind of stereotype put against them. Yeah.
Yes. And then our chapter is just really dope. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to
really
AAB.
really
I
well
got
done.
my brand on my leg. Shout out to Kashi, man. I was acting crazy and being a hoopla from Pine Bluff. And Kashi said, well, we can get him a brand. I said, well, let's do it, Kashi. So Kashi is some AAB history, actually, literally on your board. Shout out to, I think that's Spring 05 or Fall 05 with Calvin Line. They're my dudes, man. But also, I just want to keep going and keep talking about Sigma and keeping it in that regard, because when you talk about, again, Kashi and Calvin, shout out to my bros. These people are certainly dope people as well. And not saying you wouldn't give this as your next answer, but each and every week on the Finesse Media podcast, bro, I ask my finesse, which is you, bro. You're someone that I believe that's finesse in the game. But who do you say, and who comes to mind in the frat that you say that's finesse in the game and Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated?
I would have to give it to one of my chapter brothers right now. He just made the 100 Black Men, Quincy Roseboro. I know you probably know Q. Yeah, so he just got inducted into the 100 Black Men organization, and I'm very proud of him. I thought that was really dope, and it just happened like last week. So it's very fresh on my brain.
One more time, bro.
Quincy Roseboro.
Because that's my Virgo, bro, man. He gonna keep it holding it down.
He's a mover and shaker, man. He's been doing it. He's been doing a lot for the community, man.
Yes, he has.
Culture for service and service for humanity. He's definitely the truth for that. So
shout out to Urban Pack.
Q. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying shout out to Urban Pack. That's one of his organizations.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So man, shout out Q, man. Very proud of you, man. That's what's up. Keep going, baby. Keep going. Keep finessing the game, baby.
Keep finessing the game. Keep finessing the game. But listen, bro, each and every week also I'm going to keep that cadence going where I've been asking my finesses, that person again, that's you, bro. I'm on your social media page. I'm searching through it. I'm finding old photos and I'm saying, man, listen, what's going on in this photo? Or maybe not even just a photo, but a status that was posted. So I'm looking through your page and I'm saying, hey, man, tell the people what this is. Where were you, or what you meant by this post when you posted it?
Okay.
He said, okay, you ready?
Yeah, yes, go ahead. I'm listening.
See, it's a safe space, man. All right, here we go, man. Let me know what's going on in this photo.
Oh, yay. So I was at, we were at the promontory and we had Gene Noble there. Me and my partner for LSB Media, Leroy Burton. We were at that show, and that's our step and repeat. That's my logo and his logo together because we do a lot of shows together. And man, we brought a phenomenal artist here, man. And man, it was a very, very dope show. I was very excited because it was my first time actually seeing him live. We did WGN before the day before that show, but this is my first time seeing the show live. Man, phenomenal singer, Grammy Award winner. Man, he brought the house down. It was a sold out show. And I was happy.
No, that's dope, bro. Thanks for sharing the backstory for the photo, because I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, what is bro at now? But I saw your backdrop. So that's why I really wanted to know more about it, because I know that you had some involvement in why you were in this situation and why you standing in front of your step and repeat. So that's dope, man. You are busy, man.
Yes.
Do you plan on stopping anytime soon? I know your girls look at it and be like, man, Pop's been doing it for a while.
Right.
You have no plans to slow it down.
Hey, it's only the beginning. A friend of mine, good friend of mine, Derek Dow, hopefully he'll be watching this soon. He taught me that a long time ago. I was like, man, I've reached the top. He's like, no, bro, it's always the beginning. It's always the beginning. So I've always kept that in mind. It's always more to do. Always. So it's only the beginning.
Well, what's next then? So with that being said, if there's always more to do, Mr. Chief, Marcus, what's next, man? So
me and my partner just had a planning meeting last week about some things that we want to do. We got 2 different events that we were working on for September and the rest of the year. Kind of bigger events. I don't want to say the artist. It's going to be a one night only. Hopefully we can pull it off. If not, we do have a backup plan. So I'm more kind of working on more annual events, one or two, maybe three a year, and that's it. And then I'm working on my own venue. I want my own event space. So, because of course, I can't. Well, I work for a couple of nice venues here, but I can't say the name. But those experiences came. They were good experiences, but it came with some traumatic stuff. So it's nothing. You got to do stuff on your own. You got to have your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that taught me working behind people. Got to get your own. So I am definitely working on that. Want my own event space. Yeah,
for sure.
So that's the most important thing for me. But the problem is I'm taking my time with it. It's not a rush. I don't even know if I want to do it in Chicago, bro, to be honest with you. I'm thinking about
Dallas
Atlanta
is where I'm at, bro. And so it's busy and everything. Listen, Portillo's just opened last week. That place is crazy. Yes, in Dallas. Yes, so Portillo's is here. Listen, let me tell you, it's a lot of opportunity. So, but whatever it is, I'm gonna be watching.
Can I say something real quick?
You can definitely do it.
I'm sorry, since you said Dallas, my best friend's in Dallas, Leah. She's probably gonna be watching this too. She just lost her grandfather yesterday, so she's in Dallas. Hope love you.
My condolences.
Stay strong. My condolences, and she was. I just talked to her yesterday. She was taking it really, really bad. So I talked to her, and hopefully she'll take one day at a time, and we'll get through this together. I'll be calling you soon. So I just wanted to give her a shout out and tell her I'm thinking about her. So
Leah, sending love and light, Leah. Grandparents for sure. Those losses. Hit different because it's funny because it's almost like someone said the grandparents is really your parent. So it's like your mother or your dad or whatever have you had you for their parent. And I guess it's a matter of which paternal or maternal grandparent gets involved in your life and you feel that way. Yeah. But no, I understand. I certainly send my condolences to you as I understand and lost a grandfather and know how important and how that felt because he was very important in my life. So for sure, bro. But you got to come back, man. You got to co-host with me. You got to come back and definitely talk about the MJC brand and enterprise, and what you're doing with that and whatever you got coming up. Maybe we can talk about that once it solidifies itself and it all happens. You can come back and tell the people, what it all looked like and we can share it. Yeah.
Absolutely. No problem. Anytime, bro.
Man. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
I appreciate you definitely for coming on, man. Happy belated Founders Day.
Yes, same to you, brother.
Go
same
Ma,
to you,
man.
Go Ma. Yeah.
If anybody want to book this guy, or let's also give that out. I know I got it down there at the bottom, but listen, just tell the people what you want them to know and how they can keep up with you.
Yeah. So I'm Marcus Chavers, MarcusChav as in Victor, ERS on pretty much everything. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I brand myself, so I'm on there. But I am MJC Enterprise of Chicago on Instagram too. So I have two pages: Marcus Chavers and MJC Enterprise of Chicago. But I'm Marcus Chavers on Snapchat, on everything, Twitter, everything.
Yeah. I told you it should be the podcast, but we'll talk about that
later. We're going to talk about that later. Maybe you can help me get that started.
We can certainly talk about it. Also, for your own venue, we could talk about that. Also, design. Let's get that worked up, right?
Yes, absolutely,
cool.
Absolutely,
yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Marcus, bro, Go Mom. Thank you so much for joining this episode and particularly making this Divine Nine edition for the month of February successful and possible, man. Because talking to bros is always good, but having bros to join the platform is another thing.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Man. Anytime, brother. Anytime,
for sure.
brother.
You got to come back.
Thank you. I will.
All right, man. Well, y'all been watching another episode of the Finesse Media Podcast, Season 5. I'm your host, Ken Finesse Media, and I'll see you next week, I think, with not just someone brand new, but another person for the Divine Nine organization, for the National Panhellenic Council, but my brother, Phi Beta Sigma. Bro, thank you so much. Go Mob.
No problem. Go Mob.
See you next week.
Uh-huh.
Who are we?
Who are we, Saras?
Who are we? We are the soul stepping sorors. Know that this is reality. There is no other place that I'd rather be.
Tell them who we are.
Who are we?
Who are we?
Who are we? We are the sorors. of a five-pearl egg.
Five pearls. Five pearls.
This has been another edition of the Finesse Media Podcast. Join us again next week for the latest news from HBCUs. Special guest